Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming at you with another Q&A video, but before we get started, the bag that I'm currently using is my Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 Mon Mono. As you can see, it has my initials right there. And if you're wondering, the colors that I chose are Blanc and Fuchsia on the inside, and I also have the Fuchsia interior. So there it is. All right, so pull up a chair, get your coffee, your tea, or let's start your commute to work, but let's get this show on the road. All right, with the very first question from Love LV London. Which bag should I get next from LV if I only got one? Alma BB in Noir. I am stuck between the Speedy 25 Bandolier in Damier Ben, the Favorite MM, and the Alma PM in Damier. All right, so it sounds like you already have the Alma BB in Epi Noir, which is a great versatile bag. You can go compact. It's a great dinner bag. And since you picked Epi, it's extremely carefree. So for that matter, I would eliminate the Favorite MM. They have similar characteristics, not in the sense of how they look, but on what you can use them for. And you already have a version of the classic Alma. So I would eliminate the Alma. And in this scenario, I would go for the Speedy 25 Bandolier in Damier Ben. Damier Ben is a great carefree canvas. You have the bandolier, which allows you to be, it's versatile. You can be hands-free. And the Speedy 25 is a classic bag from Louis Vuitton, so you can't go wrong. So I would go with the Speedy 25 Bandolier in Damier Ben. All right, Sarah Covet, do you like Givenchy? If so, what are your thoughts on the Pandora bag and the small Antigona? Okay, so I like Givenchy. I really like their, they have really clean lines, nice silhouettes. I have often thought about adding one of the bags to my collection. Now, as far as the Pandora bag goes, I'm not going to be mean, but I don't like it. I don't like its characteristics. Or not its characteristics. I don't like its features. It's just not the bag for me. Like I said, I don't want to be mean or anything like that, but I just don't, it's not for me. I think it's very slouchy. I feel like, yeah, it's not for me. Now, the Antigona, the small Antigona, whether you get the small, medium, or large, I think that is a great bag. That's one of the ones that I thought about getting from Givenchy. I like the style of it. I know that the shoulder strap adds a lot of, adds a lot of beauty to it as far as if you need to be hands-free, and it's a versatile bag. The large one is extremely large, so I would probably get the medium, but I still think that it's a great bag. I love the leather look of it. Some people have said it tends to get a little bit on the heavy side, but still, between the two, if I had to pick between the Pandora or the Antigona, I would go for the Antigona. But yeah, not a fan of the Pandora bag. All right, Zainab G. I'm an international subscriber, and I would like to ask you if it's safe to wear luxury items as a tourist in the U.S. Definitely. I think that it doesn't matter what country you visit. You're always going to have those bad apples of people that are trying to scare and trying to do things to tourists, to kind of push them away, which is stupid because, I mean, the having a tourist in your country is such a great feeling, because they left their home country to come see yours, and I think that's awesome. So for someone to try to scare them away, I think is absolutely silly. But whenever you visit any other country, whenever you go to the concierge desk, you can always ask them, they'll tell you what spots to stay away from, what spots to stay away from at night, because you're always going to have those bad places. A lot of countries are fantastic, but they also have bad neighborhoods. So, I think that the concierge desk will be able to help you out with that. But absolutely bring your goodies. And what's funny is that I haven't seen, anytime I'm out and about, especially if I'm out in San Diego, because we get a lot of tourists there, I don't see many tourists wearing any luxury goods. It's always they always have very comfortable clothes because they do a lot of walking and things like that. But I very seldomly do I see someone carrying any luxury goods. So yeah, I think it's fine. And if you decide to come to the U.S., I wish you safe travels, and I hope you have a blast in my country. All right. Posy kills angst. What do you do when you see a scratch on the Vachetta leather? Kind of like a cat scratch, like a V-slope, if that makes sense. It's not a crack, like it's going horizontal, but just a scratch. Is there a solution to fixing it? What would leather conditioner be a good idea? What would you do? Okay, so there are solutions to fixing it. You can use leather conditioner. There are companies out there that have products that you can, in a sense, protect the leather. You can bring the leather back to life. Personally, if it was me, I wouldn't do anything. I feel that when we have scratches or water spots or things like that on our Vachetta, initially we don't like it, obviously. You like to see that beautiful, untouched leather. And when you get those first initial spots, scratches, marks, things like that, you always remember where it happened. At least I do anyways. And I feel that if you have those things, it adds character to the bag. Your bag tells a story. I know there's a lot of people out there that would disagree with me. They want to keep their Vachetta looking as beautiful as possible. But for me, even though I do take very good care of my bags, I still know that at the end of the day, it's a bag that I want to enjoy. And sometimes when I look at the bags that I have, and some of them have scratches, some of them have watermarks, or water spots, I can always remember where I got them, what happened. And I don't know, it doesn't bother me at all. And for that matter, I wouldn't do anything about the scratch. I would just leave it be and add, like I said before, it adds character to your bag. Okay. In love with love. Do you consider yourself a luxury YouTuber? What's going on with your Pochette Metis and your Josephine wallets? Okay, so let's do the first one. Do you consider yourself a luxury YouTuber? I think yes and no. Yes, in the sense that I have handbags are my kryptonite. Definitely, 100%. They are my kryptonite. I do have a few other accessories like Hermes bracelets, Chanel espadrilles, and Chanel, things like that. But for the most part, I don't have... When I think of a luxury YouTuber, I think that they have the whole, it's the whole thing. They have the clothes, they have the shoes, they have the handbags, the accessories, the car, the house, everything. And there's a few luxury YouTubers out there that I've seen that it's just unboxing after unboxing. Every single video is an unboxing. And while I do have quite a bit of unboxings on my channel, it still takes me time to be able to save up for those types of items. So I don't know. In a sense, I feel like luxury YouTubers, like a full-on luxury YouTuber, would have just money like it's not a big deal. But like I said before, it takes me a long time to save up for some of the things I really, really like. And I have contemporary clothes. I have a few high-end luxury shoes, but for the most part, I like sneakers. I like Converse. I like Vans. I don't know. I'm just... Like I said before, when you see me, I think for the most part, most of my jewelry might be, higher end. But my handbags are pretty much the only major luxury good that I have. And that's how I feel anyway. So that's why I say yes and no. Yes, because I do review luxury goods, but no, because I'm not the whole package. I'm not, so I don't consider myself that, that kind of person. Not that it's a bad thing, but I don't consider myself a full-on luxury YouTuber, if that makes any sense. All right, what's going on with your Pochette Metis? My Pochette Metis. So I got a call from Louis Vuitton, and they said that they cannot fix my Pochette Metis. I'm laughing because I haven't picked it up yet. However, they are offering me a brand new one. This reminds me of what I talked about a few weeks ago, when I feel like I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. My sales associate told me that verbatim, it is too expensive to fix. It's cheaper to give me a brand new one. That doesn't make sense. Not at all, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. you know, it is what it is. So they're offering me a new one. They actually got a call yesterday saying that they had one in for me because mine was made in France. And I said, if you're going to replace mine, I want it to be made in France. So she found one that was made in France for me. So I have to go down there to pick it up. But it reminds me of what we talked about a few weeks ago, where they know that there's something wrong. And instead of them saying, you know what, we've had this issue before, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and offer you a new one because the other one won't be able to be salvaged or whatever. I would rather hear that yes, there is a problem with it, like fessing up to it, versus it's too expensive to fix, so we're just going to give you a brand new one. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound right. And hopefully it's just me and my crazy thoughts on how I feel about this whole Pochette Metis thing. But yeah, that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And as far as the Josephine wallets, they actually, I'm able to purchase just the coin pouch as a replacement piece. And I have to pick that up as well when I head down there. And I will be able to talk about those when I get them back, because I do have something to talk about that as well. And as far as how much the replacement was and what exactly happened with it. So I will go into depth on it when I do get them back. I promise. It might not be a Minks Monday. I think what I will do, I might just do a full-on video for it. I might. If not, I will add it to the end of a Minks Monday. Okay. Robin Russell. I looked at a Chanel boy bag this weekend. Ooh. And the essay told me the strap is not adjustable. I've heard from another essay over the phone that it is. The essay said this weekend would not let me try to adjust it. You actually have one. Is it or isn't it adjustable? It is adjustable. It is such a pain in the butt to take the, to move it around. I didn't finish adjusting it because when I first took one of those little things off, I'm having a major brain fart for whatever reason. I can't remember what they're called. The little nubs to be able to put the adjustment holes through. It was so time consuming, and the leather on the end of the strap actually started to kind of curl up from me pushing on it as much as I could. It's not easy to adjust it. It takes a very long time. Like I said, I didn't finish adjusting it for that reason, because once I saw the leather starting to kind of curl up, I felt that if I continued with adjusting it, it would start to kind of, it would damage the leather. Maybe not damage it, but it would kind of leave a little bit of a mark. So they are adjustable. You are able to move those rivets or those eyelets. Thank you. Those eyelets. But it is extremely, extremely difficult to do. And I think maybe over time it might be easier, but I just stopped. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to ruin the leather. I don't want anything to happen to it, but yes, you can. It hurts. It hurts because you're pushing with your thumbs, and it literally left my thumb completely red because I was pushing as hard as I could. It seems at one point like they're not adjustable, but they are. Okay, Everyday Glam. I have an Empreinte clay in Iris, and I'm worried about color transfer from my Sienna bag. Do you think it would be a problem? Is there a safe way to test it? Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember, but I told you guys a story about my Speedy 35 in Damier Ebene, where I had a lighter colored, I had a Demi Azur cosmetic pouch inside, and it kind of started to change the edges pink, because obviously you have red and you have white, so it turns it pink. So what I would do, because the iris is a beautiful, beautiful blue, you would be able to see color transfer on it, and I would just be careful. Because Damier Ebene, the red interior is highly saturated, and it will leave somewhat of a color transfer. What you can do is you can get a maybe a rag or a cloth that you don't really care about, and kind of rub it in a circular motion inside of your sienna to see how saturated the dye is in the bag. And if you start to see red or pink on the cloth that you're using, I would definitely try to I would advise you not to put your iris in the sienna, because there might be potential color transfer, and since you have red and blue, you would make purple, and I'm sure you don't want that on your bag. But that's just the way that I would test it out. But I would be a little bit more careful with it if you decided to do it. Okay. Dark Rose 00. I've been on the fence about buying LV and other luxury brands. My worry is the problem with selling bags if I choose to. Can you suggest best places to sell? Would you recommend eBay? Not sure how much commission they charge, or a consignment site. Heard they charge 30+%. What other options do people have if they want to get rid of a bag they purchased and not lose so much money on it? How does it work? If we're told they're investment pieces, but yet selling it doesn't allow me to recover the money spent. Your advice would be so useful. Okay, so when it comes to buying or to selling handbags, you know, I do tend to like a lot of bags out there. I like a lot of bags. There's a lot I won't add to my collections because they don't have as great as of resale value. Some of the Fendis I do like. Some of the at one point I was obsessed with Gucci, but they don't have that resale value. So the way that I think about it is, even though I would love to spend $2,000, $3,000 on a bag that I absolutely love, but I might like it in the moment. Who knows, you know, a year down the road or 2 years down the road, I want to get rid of it. And if I'm spending that type of money, and if it's a type of bag or it's a type of brand that isn't known for having great resale value, I know I will end up losing money. So I tend to stay away from it, because if it was a cheaper bag, if it was something that, you know, I can look at and just say, okay, there's a couple $100. I got my use out of it. It is what it is. If I don't get any money for it, then so be it. That's great. But I don't have the luxury of spending $3,000-$4,000 on a bag and, you know, not expecting to get 75% or more of what I spent on the bag later on down the road. So that's why I really put a lot of time and effort into the bags that I choose. Like I said before, I like some of the other bags. I love some of the other designers, but they don't have the resale value. So it doesn't make sense for me to spend that much money on those types of bags if I'm not going to get the money in the end later on. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to colored bags, some of the limited edition bags, things like that. It's always a 50-50 chance. Some of them will sell higher later on because they're highly sought after, and some of them aren't very popular. So it's all about popularity, and it's just it sucks. I completely understand what you're talking about, because while you like something and then you're expecting to get, you know, most of your money back, you don't, and it's obviously that's not a good feeling. Now, I used to have eBay. I used to sell on eBay quite a bit. I actually got out of eBay. I have a lot of people asking me what my eBay user ID is and stuff like that. I got out of it. It got to the point where buyers from eBay, it was so time consuming, because people would open up cases saying it's not real, or people would try to, say that it wasn't as described and then ship you back the item and it was a fake when in fact you sent an authentic item. So I think there's so many gray areas, so many problems on eBay. I stay away from them. I used to love eBay, but that now it has seemed to turn into a replica. I mean, free for all. Free for all? Is that what I'm saying? I just think it's so, when it comes to luxury bags, I would stay away from eBay. And I know there's a lot of great sellers out there. I'm not saying that they're all bad, not at all, but I just hear more negatives than positives. And I myself, as I said before, used to do it, and it was always just a pain in the butt. It was very seldomly did you get a great smooth transaction. Okay, now when it comes to consignment places of where you can send them to, you have to think of the types of bags. Like I said before, popular bags will always sell better. You will always get more money on those versus other bags. Even if it's Louis Vuitton, even if it's Chanel or Hermes or anything like that, the popular bags will always get a better resale amount for them. And the way that I feel with consignment shops, if I really want to get rid of the bag and I want to put that money towards something else, it's always better for me to do it with a consignment shop, because I know that they're, number one, legitimate. Number two, I know that they cater to to people that want luxury goods. So, you know, eBay, there's so much out there and a lot of people stay away from it versus selling to someone that has a reputable consignment shop that you can look online and, you know, they have great reviews with the Better Business Bureau. And even though they might take a bigger chunk, you're still getting rid of that bag and you're able to put that money towards another item that you really, really like. Because as time goes by, it'll start to lose value. So the sooner you do it, the better. But sometimes that's just what happens when it comes to consignment shops. Unless you want to sell it yourself, you know, on eBay or things like that. eBay charges 10%, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what I used to get charged, 10% on each sale. And then PayPal, if they pay you through PayPal, PayPal gets a cut as well. It used to be, they say 2.9, but it's more like 4%. So, I mean, everyone's going to try to take their cut. So if you're already going to pay 10% to eBay, you might have those shady buyers, and PayPal takes a cut of almost 15%. I would still want to sell it to a consignment shop that charges 30% consignment because they're, like I said, you don't have to deal with any of the people that are trying to take advantage of you. Okay, and I have 2 more questions. Pally 1240. Do you like the iridescent Chanel flap and Le Boy bag released for the 2016 cruise collection? If you could bring back 3 discontinued items, what would they be? Okay, so the iridescent Chanel flap and the Le Boy bag that were released for the 2016 collection. Oh my goodness. I'm not too big of a fan of the actual color, but the hardware is insane. It looks like peacock, this beautiful peacock color, like peacock glass, if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's just amazing. I really think that Chanel knocked it out of the park with their newest collection for the 2016. I saw more styles that I really, really like versus ones that were kind of like, what's going on? With the exception of the girl bag. That thing is hideous. They need to get rid of that thing. But for the most part, they have a lot of pop of color. They have a lot of different hardware, and there's just so many different features that I saw on this line coming out. And I really liked how they did their fashion show. They did Chanel Airlines, which was genius. It was fantastic to watch, and I really like it. Like I said, some of the designs are a little you know, but for the most part, it's refreshing to see that much color, and I really like what they did, like I said before, with their hardware. So I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan. And if you could bring back 3 discontinued items, what would they be? I actually wrote them down. It would be the Soleil. I loved the Soleil. I had the PM. I wanted the MM or the GM. It's kind of like, it reminds me of a Neverfull just with a zipper on top, or a Totally, I don't know, but I like the Soleil. The Moyen Montserrat backpack, but I would like it in demi ébène. So if they brought it back, I would in a heartbeat buy it in demi ébène because I like the style, I like the design of it. So if I could have gotten it in that pattern, I would have been in heaven. And lastly, the International wallet. I think the International wallet was a great wallet. I have one. I used to have 2. I like how simple it is, and I like the fact that you have that extra little pouch where you could put your coins if you wanted to, or extra cards. And it just wasn't, foo-foo. Like, it wasn't, you know, all bells and whistles. It was just a simple classic wallet, and I really, really like that. Okay, and last question. Beauty Duty. Can you please give me your thoughts on the Dior Open Bar Bag and the Diorissimo? Okay, so the Diorissimo, it's a really nice tote. I really like the fact that it has the leather interior. I don't necessarily like the grommets that it has on the outside. I think it looks a little funky, but I still think it's a pretty good bag. Now, I am so excited about the Open Bar Bag because the Open Bar Bag, yeah, I keep having, because there was an older one. It used to be called the Bar Bag, and now they have the Open Bar Bag, and I am in love with the Open Bar Bag. It reminds me so much of my Celine Phantom. It has the beautiful leather. It does come with an adjustable, or with a shoulder strap. It has feet on the bottom. The key clochette, instead of it being keys, it's the Dior, it's the D-I-O-R letters that kind of pop out of it. So it's just, oh my goodness, it is beautiful. Beautiful. I'm obsessed. I like the inside of it. I know a lot of people say that it's extremely heavy, but so is my Celine Fanta. But it is such a beautiful bag. Oh, I'm obsessed. I am so excited about this bag when I saw this question that I have been Googling it. I have been researching it because I really think I'm going to go check it out. I might add it to my collection. I don't know, but I love it. I'm digging it. So yes, I really do like it. Okay, so that does it for our questions. And I did want to say something before I forget. I've had a lot of people ask me why I don't do pictures on my Minks Mondays anymore. Obviously, I haven't done pictures in, I'd say, over a year. And the reason is because there's a few bloggers that I'm friends with that actually had issues with copyright. So what they would do is they would post pictures of Louis Vuitton or Hermes or things like that on their blogs. And since they didn't get permission from Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, Dior, Fendi, things like that, they actually went after them, and they had to take everything down off their blogs. So, you know, and I know it makes it a lot easier when we have pictures that we can show you guys, especially like insert here picture. This is the bag that I'm talking about. So you guys don't have to pause the video and, you know, look it up and stuff like that. It's a lot different from me showing you my bag. This bag was purchased with my own money, so it's not copyright in that. I had someone say that, you know, they said, well, you have a bag and you show the bag. Right, but the bag is mine. I purchased the bag. Unless I get direct permission from those fashion houses that I can use their images on my blog, then, you know, otherwise I wouldn't be able to use them. And I wouldn't want something to happen to the point where I had to stop doing Minks Monday because of that, or who knows, it could affect my channel altogether. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. And unfortunately, I know I have to ask you guys to, you know, to check out the bags after the video or pause the video or whatever it is. But that is why I'm just trying to be cautious, and I don't want to go anywhere. I really enjoy doing these videos, and if I can stop from something like that happening, I will. So that is why. But anyways, that does it for the questions and that little tidbit as far as copyright and whatnot. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This week, I have a huge luxury sale video that I will be putting up. I'm not too positive on the day yet. I know it's either going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. That much I know. And I will make sure that it goes up at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time and 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I have Chanel, I have Hermes, I have Louis, so many great goodies. I cannot wait to share with you guys. So I will be doing a video on that. All right, so that's enough chit chat. I will see you all. I thought about doing a review on the Artsy this week. I might not, but if I do, it'll be up on Thursday, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't decided. I know. I'm so indecisive. All right, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later this week. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.